Recently, I saw this image on social media. Look at all of these characters following the same or similar design styles. I knew that Hoyoverse liked this style, but I didn't realize just how many characters followed this same template. Let alone all of these are from Genshin Impact. This doesn't even include Honkai Star Rail and other Hoyoverse titles that follow the exact same template too. I dug into all the Genshin Impact designs and discovered that out of the 71 playable female characters, as of writing this video of course, 33 have at least one of the following: detached sleeves, short in the front, long in the back clothing styles, thigh highs, or exposed skin. Some have all three of these design aspects. That's almost half, and I think I was pretty fair with who I included. You can add 2 more if you want to include the future characters of Alice and Zebai characters. I'll put up a quick list on screen of who I included. A lot of them have detached sleeves. Of course, you're free to agree or disagree with whomever I put on the list. Tell me in the comments below who you would add or remove if that's the case. Does having any of these design tropes automatically make the designs bad? Absolutely not. Detached sleeves is one of my personal favorite design elements. I mean, heck, my VTuber has them. Where the issue lies is when we start to see the same freaking design trope over and over again. I discussed this exact same design pattern over a year ago with Honkai Star Rail, and since the release of Amphorius, I actually made a follow-up discussing how much they improved their designs. Amphorius had some amazing designs, and I found myself praising the game despite not enjoying it anymore. Now, we're here in one of my personal favorites, Genshin Impact, who is seemingly running into the exact same issue. I discussed in my Alice design video that I love her design, but I see a lack of creativity. Why does she need to follow the same design tropes of detached sleeves, short in the front, long in the back, and exposed skin when she could have been so much more? Her hat tells me that the design team had some amazing ideas for her, but for whatever reason that unique hat was the only element that made it to the final stages. I understand that with a live service game you're bound to repeat yourself at some point. We see the same style of dress with Emily and now Nicole. These two characters don't feel out of place or overdone because they are the only 2 examples I can think of with this style. Maybe you could add Citlali as she also follows the slit leg, but her outfit is styled differently. Also, as a side note, I'm seeing an argument online that the reason we're getting the same design tropes again and not Cry is due to pushback for Natlan designs. The developers confirmed recently that patches take half a year to a full year to develop. Not Cry's designs were likely completed before the critiques for Natlan even came out. When it comes to more unique female characters, I think of Arlecchino, Siegeween, Jean, and Barbara. Barbara has a simple dress, but it works. Arlecchino and Jean are often shown as examples of different designs simply just because they wear pants. Hutal does have longer fabric in the back with her shirt, but she's wearing shorts and the shoes do not ride up her thighs. Siegeween is very unique, being a Melusine and a nurse, and she doesn't really expose much skin at all. Aino doesn't have detached sleeves, but instead a jacket that she wears off of her shoulders. Heck, and Nevis is a freaking robot that uses various parts which ties directly into her lore. I know that the developers are capable of making unique designs. Sometimes to make a unique design, all it takes is a tweak to a small little detail here or there. Eula was one of the first designs that had the small jumpsuit before Zenless Zone Zero came out with additions like Yixuan, Lucia, and Yadhari. When we got more female characters wearing shorts like Hu Tao, Kuki Shinobu, Shilon, and etc., they all still feel different. Actually, taking a look at the cast, Eula is the only one with this style of clothing in Genshin Impact. Well, aside from Mono's redesign, and maybe you could include Amber too, Yelan, Chaska, and Shenhe are the other closest ones, but they have the skin type pants as opposed to shorts, Chaska being the only one with both. I also need to take a moment to go over the female skins for Genshin Impact. Why are so many of them blue? I get it, you can create some very pretty blue skins, but there are so many other colors to use. Out of the 19 skins, 4 of them are for the male characters. If you want to include the new Yao Yao and Nouvellette, then that number changes to 21 skins, with 5 of them being for male characters. Out of the 16 female skins currently available to us, 7 of them are primarily blue. Yelan, Nilou, Ganyu, Ayaka, Jean, Barbara, and Ningguang. We get some turquoise-like greens with Lisa and Kirara's skin, and the 3 that stick out most to me are Xiangling, Klee, and Hu Tao because they use red. Heck, I didn't even show out Fischl, who's purple. And you know what? I didn't even include Keqing in this, and she has a large splash of sparkling blue on her dress as well. And guess what? Out of all the female skins, do you want to know how many of them have detached sleeves? More than half of them. 9 of the 16 available skins for the female characters have detached sleeves. I'm including Ningguang, Fischl, Kirara, Jean, Ganyu, Shenhe, Nilou, Barbara, and Hu Tao in this. I actually almost skipped over Barbara, thinking there was a little piece of white fabric connecting her shoulders until she did this idle animation that's on screen, showing her armpits. I've talked a ton about detached sleeves, but let's see how many characters have thigh highs. I know some male characters have thigh highs too, but I'm likely going to make an overused male Genshin design trope video in the future. Subscribe if you like character design. For the female cast, 20 of the 71 female characters have thigh highs, a much better number than I was expecting. If you want to include characters that have full body suits, that number would increase to 24 with the inclusion of Shenhe, Ganyu, Xianyun, and Mawika. Once again, I'll put the character names on the screen real quick so you can see who I'm including. And this actually doesn't include characters that are just wearing tights. There's a handful of them with Keqing, Rosaria, Yunjin, Layla, Lynette, Chiori, Sejoin, and Clorinde. If you wanted to include these characters with tights, the number rises to 28 out of the 71 characters. I also did not include Skirk, who has a thigh-high-like appearance, because I think her situation is unique enough with the crystal-like limbs she created. This isn't including the full bodysuit characters either, so if you're curious, the total number would be 32 out of the 71 female characters. Once again, having these elements doesn't make any of these designs bad. It's when so many of them follow the same tropes that it can get old. In an older video of mine, I discussed how designers love to have details, asymmetry, and golden accents. I see this more as a design staple that makes a character a Hoyoverse character, a style if you would. Some may look at the detached sleeves, the thigh highs, the short in the front, long in the back clothing style as a design staple too. Others, like myself, question if something else can be done to create more variety. Before I wrap up this video, I want to highlight a few female character designs I think are perfect examples of creativity from Genshin Impact. Noelle is a beautiful character with a longer dress and armor. There isn't a character that is this decked out in armor that you'll find in the game currently, and the closest you'll actually find is Ayaka. Yunjin is one of the very few female characters that has no extra exposed skin and yet is still very pretty. I'm not a huge fan of the hat personally, but this outfit is well put together. We have a pretty dress with nice designs. She's an example that a great design doesn't need holes for the skin to shine through. Lynette does have a chest window going on and some of her back exposed, but she escapes the main tropes of the Hoyoverse design. She has normal sized boots, tights, and her sleeves are attached to her jumpsuit dress. The big bow on her hair is actually really nice, especially for making a distinct silhouette. Verena captured the hearts of many right away, and there's a reason why. She has a full-on suit with shorts and shoes that aren't riding her thighs. She also has an extravagant hat and back. Both forms are great, and once again, her back is very pretty and intricate. Another example is that even with her legs showing, she doesn't need any skin elsewhere. Chiori has some very unique shoes, and for a fashion designer, her design screams as such. The colors are so well done, and even though her tights have a pattern around her thighs, it's not thigh high. Columbina is about to come out, but she has these water heels that broke the internet and had cosplayers trying to rack their brains on how they were going to pull this off. Gonna get something similar with Alice's hat. How the heck are cosplayers going to pull off that hat? It's stuff like this I want to see. I can't highlight some of the female designs that break away from the tropes without talking about Arlecchino. She has a full-on suit, pants, and intricate details with the red colors. My only wish was that her hair was actually short and it wasn't secretly longer in the back. There are a few more designs that are great, but I don't want to beat a dead horse. I hope that this video was able to give you a newfound appreciation for the character designs that break the norm, but also explain why so many characters may be getting fatigued with seeing the same design styles over and over. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I talk about character design quite a bit, so you may enjoy watching some of the other videos I've made on the topic. Please take care, and I hope to see you in the next one.